Welcome back, students. So let's continue the next part of this play, the proposal. In the previous part we have discussed. Now finally, when Natalia, she came to know that Lomo had come there to propose her for the marriage. After that she starts yelling, crying, and she asked her father Chubuko that to bring him back at once. Chubuko, after a lot of discussion, that finally he exits. It means he went to call Lomo. After some time he came and he says that he is coming. It means Lomo is coming, that he says to his daughter. But he says that now because of you that I argued with him, with whom Lomo, and now see your condition. It was you that who started, and now you are asking to call him at once. So now he is coming and I don't want to talk to him, that you talk to yourself. I don't want to talk. So, and he left. After that Lomo, he enters once again for the second time. Lomo enters again. Natalia begs to be excused. What did she say? Natalia, she says that, Natalia, forgive me. It means forgive us, Ivans. We were all a little heated. I remember now. Oxen meadows are yours, not ours. Who says? Natalia says. It means she accepted. Then Lomo says, my heart is beating awfully. See now, already I told you, this man continuously, in between the discussion or during the discussion, that he did in such a way, or he does that he is keeping his hand on his chest. He says that my heart is beating, because we know that he suffered from palpitations. So then Natalia says, the meadows are yours. Yes, of course that they are yours. Do sit down. We were wrong. She accepted. Then Lomo says, I did it only because of my principles, my ethics. Who says? Lomo. After all, land is not important. It is worth little to me. Lomo says, but the principle, it matters for me. Natalia says, yes, the principle. Just now let us talk of something else. Leave this matter, Natalia says. Leave this land's matter. The land is yours. No matter. We don't have any objection. Lomo says, the more so as I have evidence. My aunt's grandmother gave the land to her father's grandfather's peasants. He started. But Natalia says, yes, let that pass. Leave that matter. That land's matter. I accept the land is yours. So instead of that matter, talk something else. She says to him, are you going to start shooting soon? She asked. Then Lomo says, I am thinking of having a go at the black cock. So now in this way the discussion starts. But this time the discussion shifts from land to the dogs, another matter. The previous discussion was about, for what? The ownership of the land. Now coming to the next one. So in their talks, then Lomo says that my dog's gaze. While discussing on the another matter, Lomo says, do you know, he says to Natalia, that my dog's, it is really unfortunate thing. My dog gaze has gone lame. Some problem there in his feet has gone lame. And I think he must have got twisted. Who says? Lomo says to Natalia, or beaten by another dog. I am sure. Who says? Lomo says. And his best dog costed him how much? 125 rubles that I bought him. 125 rubles. To whom? Gaze. See now. Gaze is the name of the dog. Is a breed. Whose dog? Lomo's dog. He says that it costed him a lot. In 125 rubles that I bought him, Lomo tells to Natalia. And now here they shift their talks to the dogs, and she left that matter regarding the ownership of the land. When Lomo tells her that I bought this dog about 125 rubles giving. So then Natalia says to him that it is too much. 125 means too much. Do you know what she says? That my father gave just 85 rubles. My father for the squeezer. Squeezer is the dog of Natalia and Shubuko, and Gaze is the name of the dog. It means that pedigree or the dog of Lomos. Gaze belongs to Lomo, and Squeezer, the dog, this breed belongs to Shubuko and Natalia. Clear? So now she says that you gave 125 rubles, it is too much. My father gave only 85. And for the Squeezer, name of the dogs, for the Squeezer. And she also says that Squeezer is better than your Gaze. See now, once again, now the arguments start. She says that, and in fact, you gave 125, my father just gave 85. But the fact is that Squeezer is better than Gaze. Who says? Natalia. Natalia says to Lomo. And why? There was no need to give that much to that Gaze. Then Lomo refuses. He denies. What Lomo says? His lower, do you know the Squeezer's problem? He says, Lomo says to Natalia, your Squeezer, his lower jaw is shorter than his upper jaw. Who says to whom? Lomo says to, tells to Natalia that this is the problem of your Squeezer. What? His lower jaw is shorter than his upper jaw. Clear? Shorter than upper jaw. Lomo tells to Natalia, this is the problem of Squeezer. Now Natalia says, mine is of the finest pedigree, no matter. Our Squeezer is of the finest pedigree. Pedigree means belongs to good race. Clear? Descent. Pedigree means race or descent. So in this way, that background that he belongs are Squeezer. Natalia says. Then Lomo says, and do you know your Squeezer's problem another? Your Squeezer is overshot. Overshot means overconfident. Clear? Overshot. Lomo tells to Natalia, this is the problem of your Squeezer. And do you know Squeezers or the overshot, such dogs are always a bad hunter. Who tells to whom? Lomo tells to Natalia, your Squeezer is a overshot. Overshot means overconfident, and you know overshot dogs are always a bad hunter. It means your Squeezer is not a good hunter. Then in this way their discussion continues, fighting over the breed of the dogs. One says, Lomo says, Gaze is better than Squeezer, but Natalia says no, Squeezer is better than Gaze. Now in this way they continue. After some time, then Shubuko, father of Natalia, he enters after some time, and he noticed once again the dispute or the quarreling start. And he asked, now what is the matter now? He asked. That time Natalia tells to him, now father, tell him whose dog is better, our Squeezer or his Gaze. That time father Shubuko, he also takes the side of his daughter. He tells to Lomo that our Squeezer is better than your Gaze. Who? Shubuko. Lomo's dog is, and he also accuses that Lomo, your dog, it means your Gaze, is old and short. Who said? Shubuko says to Lomo that this is the problem of your dog Gaze. Lomo, that your dog is old and short. So in this way here, second time in the first dispute, we know that arguments that they were discussing, that they had the arguments over the ownership of the land. Now for the second time, once again they started quarreling over the petty issues, that whose dog is better. Lomo says my gaze is better than squeezer, but Nathalaya and Chumbuko says no, our squeezer is better than your gaze. So now once again they continue over such PT issues that they start quarreling. So this is what we have learnt here, we have discussed. Now the concluding part of this play is left, that we will conclude in the next video.